Well now, welcome back. It's been a while since I uploaded a YouTube video, and to be honest, I've kind of been focusing on growing my TikTok account. For those of you that don't know, I own a TikTok account now apparently. Wasn't really planned. My girlfriend Kira just bet me that I couldn't get to 250 followers in a month, and I was like, I'll try it, give it a go. So it's been a week and a half now, and not only did we reach 250 followers, we now have like 1.6 thousand followers, which is insane really. So like, I'm sure most of you on YouTube will have come from TikTok anyway, so thanks so much. There's a few changes, as you can maybe tell. I'm not wearing a shirt, it's just far too warm at the moment, and when the weather cools down a bit I'll get back into my funky shirts. And we also have two posters now in the background. They came from Birdwatch Ireland because I became a member, so they included them in the welcome pack pretty much, and there will be a TikTok video about that, even though I think this video will go up before the TikTok is out, but they'll be out pretty close. So anyway, we're going to jump into today's video. We're looking at part 2 of tier 1 of the weird and unusual animal iceberg video. I hope you enjoy, and we'll catch you later. Alright guys, okay, starting off with the giant otter. We have this otter that's pretty much like normal otters, but it's really big, obviously enough. It can be up to about 6 foot long, which is taller than me, and it pretty much has the same lifestyle and habitats as normal otters, but they're massive basically. Giant otters are pretty much only found in South Americas, in the Amazon, Orinoco and La Plata rainforests and creeks and rivers obviously. Giant otters have been hunted extensively by humans and are threatened because of this pretty much, you know, like everything else. Moving on, we have the king cheetah. Now king cheetahs are probably the rarest animal in the world, unless you count the Tasmanian tiger, but they don't exist. King cheetahs are actually the same species as normal cheetahs, but they have a genetic difference which gives them this different fur pattern and also gives them a slightly thicker coat. King cheetahs are incredibly rare, with only 10 estimated in the wild. Only 6 confirmed sightings of a king cheetah in the wild in the last 100 years, and there's about 50 of them left in captivity. But their main reason, you know, obviously besides the odd poaching here and there, but the main reason that they're so rare is because, yeah, they are the same species as normal cheetah, but you only get them through regressive genes, so it's really hard for cheetahs to reproduce. It's even really hard unless you have 2 king cheetahs mate together to get another king cheetah. But other than that, they're just your spotted, fast cat running around Africa. So that's the king cheetah. The Nilgai are Asia's largest antelope species and can be found mainly in India and Pakistan. Now the Nilgai actually means blue cow in Hindu. However, blue cow is actually incorrect, considering it's only the males or the bulls that are blue, and the females are actually more of a brown, orange sort of a colour. The Nilgai tend to inhabit savanna biomes and flat grassy biomes and tend to avoid large forest areas, but they will tolerate some tree cover, as they actually do end up eating a lot of acacia. They mainly eat acacia because other cattle species have overgrazed, and Nilgai are also known for raiding crops, which I can't imagine goes down too well with the humans, but thankfully they are sacred. What is interesting is that there were about 36,000 related Nilgai in Texas in America, as they were introduced in like the 1930s for some reason, not sure why. I guess someone just brought them over, thought it'd be cool. Maybe there's another reason. Might do a video on it, we'll see. And yeah, apparently most of these 36,000 are just feral. So that's the Nilgai for you. Moving on. Sticking with India, we have the Indian bison, also known as the Gower. Now the Gower are actually the largest extant, which means still alive, bovine, which is pretty cool. And they're big, massive, muscular fellas. You can see they're huge fellas. And they play a very important ecological role as an apex herbivore, so they're only really attacked by apex predators. In saying that, only tigers really attack them, as they're the apex predator. But funnily enough, there's actually more cases of Gowers killing tigers than tigers killing Gowers, because they are incredibly strong and powerful, and you don't want to piss off a Gower because they will Gower you. That was terrible. My God. And Gowers pretty much they live in packs of, or herds, sorry, of 30 to 50 individuals. Big boys, big packs. That's my new motto: big boys, big packs. I should say as well that the Gower are found in South and Southeast Asia, and they're also the tallest, the most powerful, and the heaviest of all wild cattle. So you really, like I said, big boys, big packs, don't piss them off. There's your motto. Let's go. Moving on. So the Sphinx cat, or the hairless cat, was first properly bred, the modern version of it was first properly bred in 1966 in Canada, in Toronto I believe. But the Aztecs, way back in the day, you know yourself, the Aztecs now, sure, they were around the world. Were they? Yeah, they were. They were around the world. But they also had a breed of hairless cat. The Sphinx get their name from the Egyptian Sphinx. And yeah, there's not really much to say other than that they're a hairless cat species. They're also supposed to be very friendly and very playful and very energetic. And they've become very popular in America mainly. I presume Europe too, but I don't really see them much in Europe. Just to add to that, because I'm stupid, and in my notes I literally have written Sphinx cats are gaining popularity in Europe. So there you go. They also act similar enough to dogs, apparently, and the hairlessness is down to genes. So next up we have dugongs. Dugongs are a large marine mammal that looks similar enough in appearance to manatees. I'm not sure why manatees aren't on this list, unless they're further down, but manatees are pretty cool. Yeah, and dugongs are found in warm coastal waters from anywhere between East Africa to Australia. They are related to both whales and elephants, although they don't look like elephants or behave like elephants, or even whales, other than the fact that they're marine mammals. But dugongs do have a fluked tail, which is very similar to what a whale has. Dugongs actually spend most of their time underwater feeding on grasses, which they find with their sensitive snout, and eat the grass pretty much with their lips, which is interesting. They can only stay underwater for about 6 minutes, and then they bob up and down using their tail with their head out of water to breathe. This behavior pretty much gave way to the idea of mermaids and sirens in folklore and mythology, which is pretty cool. Sadly, however, dugongs are pretty tame and not very frightened of humans, which makes them great targets for predators, or for poachers even. Yeah, and pretty much dugongs meat and oil and everything else has been hunted. But thankfully now they have been legally protected. There is a bounce back in population, which is good. Like to finish on good news. Hippopotamuses, or hippos, are one of the largest and heaviest mammals on Earth, weighing up to 3.5 tons. They're found in sub-Saharan Africa, and they are semi-aquatic herbivorous mammal species. So they don't actually eat, they're not carnivores, so they don't punch you down, which is a nice thought really, considering they're massive, they weigh a lot, and they can run up to 30 kilometers an hour on land, which I don't want a hippo running after me. And if you haven't seen hippos eating watermelons, do yourself a favor and go watch hippos eating watermelons, because that's something you need in your life. Flying foxes are some of the largest species of bats there are, with some of them being up to human size, which is crazy. There are about 60 species, or known species, of flying foxes, but because of their size they're pretty vulnerable to human threats. You can find flying foxes anywhere in Madagascar, Asia and Australia, so the cool places. Flying foxes mainly eat fruit, seeds, nectar, flowers, and are confined to like rainforests, other forests, coconut plantations, mangroves, and etc. These megabats differ from other bats in many ways in the fact that they don't have tails, they don't echolocate, so they have eyes, and their eyes are actually at the front of their head, so they have binocular vision, pretty much like us. They have dense fur all over their body, except in their wings to help them fly. And yeah, they have large eyes and small ears, which and gives them a face that resembles a fox, and they're pretty cute. Like, look at them. But yeah, they're massive. You know, some of them can be like size of a child, even bigger. But they're really cute, and they're a cool animal, and I'm glad to be able to cover them. Took a fine break there now to go to the river with the dogs, and we found a big stand of Japanese knotweed in the river, which wasn't there before. Anyway, tapirs. So tapirs they look pretty much like the mix between an elephant and, say, a pig, even though they're actually more closely related to hippopotamuses and rhinos. They have a prehensile trunk. What is it? They have a prehensile trunk, yeah, which is really developed for gripping onto things. Grips onto tree branches and strips the whole branch of the leaves and consumes it. Even though they're quite densely built, solid creatures, they're actually very comfortable in the water and excellent swimmers, and they can even swim underwater and eat the underwater grasses, which is kind of cool. I suppose when you have a prehensile tail, you have that extra grip as well, so that's cool. Yeah, so tapirs are mainly found in South America and the Andes, but you can also find them in Malaysia and other Asian countries as well. Tapirs like to wallow in mud or swim around in mud, and this is thought to help remove ticks and other pests off its tick hide. And so it pretty much just rolls around the mud, and they're really cute creatures. Yeah, I know, again, in Photo Wildlife Park they have a tapir or two now, and they're really like friendly and timid creatures, really, and I don't know, just really like them. And finally we have the elephant seal. The elephant seal, which there are two species of. One, the northern elephant seal, which lives in California and Baja, California, and then we have the southern elephant seal, which I guess most people would be more familiar with, which inhabit sub-Antarctic and the Antarctic. So they're huge. They're the largest elephant seals, or the largest seals even. Southern elephant seals are the largest of all seals, and their males can weigh up to 8,800 pounds, which is a lot. And yeah, so pretty much they mate on land, and males can have a harem of 40 to 50 females, and it's a good time for them, really, I guess. But they actually spend most of their time in the freezing waters of the Antarctic and hunt fish, squid, and other marine food. The males of this species are very territorial, and they often fight for mating privileges for harems and stuff, and this can be anything from roaring and pounding to violent altercations between them. Female elephant seals give birth to one calf late in winter and nurse it for approximately 1 month. Elephant seals were largely hunted by humans for their oil, but thankfully now with legal protection their numbers have started to come right back up, which is always great news. So that'll do it for Tier 1 of the Strange and Unusual Animal Iceberg. I tried to make this one a bit more quick and snappy. I think the other one went on a bit too much, and I said a lot, and I know I'm saying it a lot now, which is just making me even more self-conscious about it. And I have a dog here who wants to be petted, so I'm trying to do that and talk at the same time. But anyway, I have cool videos planned, and you should check out my TikTok if you haven't already, @TheEcologist on TikTok. And we'll catch you next time, guys. We'll talk to you later.